Suspected Boko Haram terrorists attempted to break into Chad presidential palace on Wednesday night after China Foreign Minister Wang Yi had met with President Mahamat Idriss Deby Itno and left for Nigeria to meet with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in continuation of his Africa tour, which he started the visit with Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, where he had previously met with Vice President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah at the Old State House. Chadian government dismissed claims that the attackers were terrorists but failed to state the identities of the 24 armed men widely believed to be members of the Boko Haram sect that stormed the presidential palace, shooting dead 2 security officers and thus sparked a heavy gunfiring by the presidential guards, who shot dead 18 out of the 24 suspects and arrested others who sustained injuries. Hours before the shooting began, Wang had met with President Mahamat Idriss Deby and other senior officials. Deby was inside the complex during the attack, according to government spokesperson Abderrahman Kolamala. Chad says military foiled destabilization attempt. Local media also reported that the attack on the presidential palace occurred same Wednesday. About 70 French soldiers and 8 tons of cargo have left N'Djamena in line with the end of Chad's military relationship with France, which both governments have made some exchange words in recent days. Chadian Prime Minister Alain Halina had said, "The deadline for the final withdrawal of French forces from our territory is set for January 31, 2025. This period is neither negotiable nor modifiable." Authorities said 6 attackers and 3 security personnel sustained injuries. Residents near the compound reported hearing heavy gunfire, but the government has assured the public that the situation is under control, with soldiers protecting the president. Chad's foreign minister and government spokesperson, Abderrahman Kolamala, assured the public that the situation was under control. The attempt to destabilize has been thwarted, Kolamala said in a video statement, flanked by soldiers. A security source, according to local media, said the attackers were members of the Boko Haram jihadist group, but Kolamala later said they were probably not terrorists, describing them as drunken pieds, a reference to a French comic featuring hapless crooks. He said they attacked 4 guards before entering the presidential complex, where they were easily overpowered, adding the surviving assailants were completely drugged. The attack occurred about a week after the African nation held parliamentary elections that were supposed to help restore democracy, but the main opposition party boycotted the polls. Results have not yet been announced, and analysts have said they expect the election to help Deby Itno consolidate his grip on power. Deby Itno seized power as a military ruler after his father, who spent 3 decades leading the country, was killed fighting rebels in 2021. Deby Itno won a presidential election last year that international observers have said was not credible. Individuals in 3 vehicles attacked the military camps around the president's office, but there are indications that the criminal investigators in South Korea have mobilized over 2,000 police to wear down or overcome the men of the Presidential Security Service, PSS, currently protecting the country's impeached president, Yoon Suk Yeol, from being arrested after court reissued order of arrest on Tuesday when the previous court order expired, with failed attempt by the criminal investigators to carry out the arrest order last week due to standoff mounted by heavily armed PSS. Local media on Wednesday reported that the South Korea's Presidential Security Service, an agency assigned to protect the president, prides itself on being the last bastion for a safe and stable state administration, is now at the heart of South Korea's biggest political mess in decades, acting as a final line of defense to prevent criminal investigators from detaining President Yoon Suk Yeol. The media reported that the impeached South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol's residence has been turned into a fortress, with layers of barbed wire and vehicle blockades protecting the elusive leader, as at on Wednesday. It was gathered that the 64-year-old former prosecutor was at home when investigators carried out their failed attempt to arrest him last week and was still there until early this week, the Yonhap news agency, citing police, reported on Wednesday. The criminal investigators said they are now unsure of his whereabouts as Yoon keeps them guessing behind a wall of protection even though a new warrant cleared the way for renewed efforts to arrest him. "I am considering various possibilities," Corruption Investigation Office (CIO) Chief Odong-won said on Tuesday in response to a lawmaker who asked if Yoon had already fled. South Korea's Presidential Security Service was seen fortifying the hillside villa where President Yoon Suk Yeol is believed to be, according to media reporters on ground monitoring the situation. Reuters on Wednesday stated that various scenarios reported in local media included mobilizing police special tactical units and heavy equipment to push through the barricades, followed by more than 2,000 police to drag out presidential guards, taking as long as 3 days if necessary to wear down presidential security agents. Adding, protesters both supporting and opposing the embattled Yoon have continued to brave freezing temperatures to stage rallies on the streets around the presidential compound on Wednesday after a court reissued a warrant to arrest Yoon earlier on Tuesday. The Presidential Security Service (PSS) was seen this week fortifying the compound with barbed wire and barricades using buses to block access to the hillside villa where Yoon is believed to be, having defied summons to appear for questioning. South Korea impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol is facing a new and potentially more robust attempt to arrest him for insurrection after a top investigator vowed to do whatever it takes to break a security blockade and take in the impeached leader. He also faces an impeachment trial in the Constitutional Court. One of Yoon's lawyers in a statement on Wednesday said, "The president could not accept the execution of the arrest warrant because it was issued by a court in the wrong jurisdiction and the CIO had no authority to investigate the incumbent leader." Yoon Suk Yeol, Nigeria police force has paraded some cybercrime suspects, hinting that the force recovered over 8.8 billion naira from cybercriminals in 2024 and the stolen funds were restituted to the victims of crime. The force spokesperson, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, stated this on Tuesday in Abuja alongside with officers in charge of the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center, NPF-NCCC. Olumuyiwa had also paraded the suspected killer of CSP Hassan Jega, the DPO Agbaho Division, Delta State, who was killed on the 14th of October 2024 during gun battle with notorious armed robbers. Details of the press releases reads below as stated by the Force Public Relations Officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi. In the relentless efforts of the Nigeria Police Force to tackle every form of crime in all spheres, the force has recorded an outstanding achievement for the year 2024 in retrospect, particularly in the area of combating cybercrime. In the year 2024, the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center, NPF-NCCC, successfully recovered a staggering 8,821,001,881 naira and 80 kobos, 8,821,001,881 naira, 80 kobo, 115,237.91 USDT, and $84,000. These significant amounts have been restituted to the victims of cybercrime, reaffirming the commitment of the force to protecting citizens and ensuring justice for those affected by fraudulent activities. Similarly, in the past year, the cybercrime unit has actively engaged in strategic operations, resulting in the arrests and prosecutions of over 751 individuals involved in cybercrime. The unit has successfully recovered a total of 685 devices that were used in these nefarious activities, which include 467 mobile phones, 137 laptops and computers, 46 routers, 4 servers, 1 drone, and 4 Starlink devices. Additionally, the operations led to the confiscation of 16 houses, 39 plots of land, 14 land documents, and 26 vehicles, further dismantling the infrastructure supporting cybercriminal activities. In recognition of its outstanding performance and dedication, The NPF-NCCC has been awarded the title of the Best Cybercrime Unit in Africa for 2024 by the Interpol Cybercrime Directorate based in Singapore, securing the top position among 54 participating African countries. These achievements reflect the dedication of the Nigerian police force to fighting cybercrime and enhancing the safety of citizens in the digital space. In furtherance to efforts towards keeping the cyberspace safe, operatives of the NPF-NCCC have apprehended 4 suspects identified as Douglas Victor, Mel, Ebo Efe Martins, Mel, Lucky Adesuloye, Mel, and
Osazuwa Connedo, bringing you the news in a more digital way.